Quick melodic techno arrangement live. I guess that is today's video. Are you ready? Let's go do it right now. Hey, what's up, I'm Melodic Kitchen, and thank you for checking out yet another video. Now, if this is your first time here, don't hesitate to click subscribe, hit that notification bell, because whenever I upload a new video, you'll be kept in the loop and you will not miss out on anything. Stick around till the end of this video. I'll tell you all about Patreon, Discord, I'll tell you all about the Kitchen Club, and I'll tell you all about what's happening in my neck of the woods. I perform a lot. I've been performing a lot lately since the world opened back up again. There's just a whole lot of stuff that's been happening, and there's a whole lot of gigs that I've been doing, and my whole approach as to playing live has changed considerably. I think there's more stuff that I can do, there's more stuff that I dare to do, and in that sense I found a way to create tracks in a fast, sort of like convincing way, and the crowd really picks up on that. Now what I want to do is show you on how I do that, because I can go into transitions, I can go into what the ingredients are, but in the end of the day you want to perform, right? You want to just play that track live. So I was thinking, what if I can get a few culprits on my desk, on my riser here, and just talk about how I use them. How do the band members relate to one another? What do you need from them? How do they need to behave? When do they need to come in? When do they need to just stay quiet? And since I've been doing a lot of gigs, I've picked one of the tracks that worked pretty well, where the crowd responds pretty decent most of the gigs that I've played at. So I thought to just like lay it out for you. So if this is something that you like, also let me know in the comment section below. I had a blast. So talking about the SH101 mini tower, we're talking about the subsequent, we're talking about a little pod modular system where I've got like an Erica Synths low frequency filter that I'm using, which is really amazing. Sending out one channel out of the Akai MPC live, so that means that there's a stereo output going to the mixer, and then there's a separate output going to the mixer, similarly as how I'm treating the Octatrack, where the stereo output or the main outputs go to the mixer, and then the kick drum comes out of a different one, just to have more control over what it is that you're doing. Then the Octatrack Mark II is there, as I said. What else? Yeah, there's a few pedals. You'll see when we get to the live set. Now, if you are ready, I know you are. Let's go head over to the live set and let's see if we can make it work, shall we? Also, if you are in Holland, I am performing at Festival de Achtertuin. The thing there is that you can just go to this website, and the website, I have to say, is in Dutch. It's called hetgeluid.festivaldeachtertuin.nl. You can upload your own sounds. If you come up with something creative, it will get embedded on my live sound, on my live set. I will just stick it in my performance. Now, if you're not in Holland, don't hesitate to send in your sounds anyway, because it's going to be a cool vibe. And you know what? We're doing a lot of stuff. Festival de Achtertuin is one of those festivals where I really flourish as Analog Kitchen, and also the Kitchen Club. We're going to use that same concept as well. So again, hetgeluid.festivaldeachtertuin.nl. So create some crazy sounds, send them there. They'll get embedded on my live sound, and it'll be cool. So it's not just me performing, it'll be us performing. Let's start. I'm really stoked, so let's dive into it. Looking at a song or a track or a performance, it has to do with trying to just organize stuff in your brain already. There's a few things that need to be done. Now, when you look at a setup like this, it might look daunting a little bit, might look complicated, but nothing is on the case. I've got stuff split up. So when you follow my channel, you hear me talk about the ABC structure, where things are very important, things that you cannot go without. Those are in the A category. Then the B category is stuff that needs to be added to complete the A category, and the C category is like where you place certain things like ear candy, stuff to just like spice up your track a little bit. Now, in order to make a melodic house track, there's a few ingredients, or melodic techno track or whatever, there's a few ingredients that you do need. Now, I prefer to start my track with an arpeggio. Now this track I have sorted out already, and if you follow the channel you might have heard me perform it before, but I will go in depth into what is. Now the SH101 is my ARP station. Anything it does, it plays arpeggios, but it's twofold because when I'm playing it low, it already acts as a bass line, and then when I start to add my bass lines, I'll just transpose it to a higher range so that it gets out of the way of the bass lines I'm already playing. It will still be a bass line, so there you go. One machine is doing two things. It used to be modified, that's why the holes are here, so a lot of people ask me about it. The knobs have been taken out, and you know, holes here, holes here. So it's been put back to its original state. This is a lead machine over here. The subsequent plays leads. It plays a lead over anything. So it's an amazing machine. I think it's one of the best Moogs I've ever built. It's a new one. It's the one for the future. This is one big bad machine. The multi-clock is the boss on sending out clock signals to everything. So there's a trigger signal going here. If you have a 606 or an 808, it can also house DIN sync for your old vintage machines. This is trigger, and then it does MIDI obviously. So I've got MIDI going to the 1010 black box, which is just there for one shots. Basically it's only playing one shots, washes, stuff like that. Then I've got the Akai MPC Live, that's holding the music information, so it's taking the subsequent and the Minitar for a boogie behind the dumpster. Then I've got the stereo output going to the mixer, which is the Midas DM12 right here. There's an alternate output on channel 3, on output 3, that goes into this modular. There's a few things that you can do with it. I'm only using it for the low pass filter that I've got here, courtesy of Erica Sins that have sent it to me. It's an amazing thing. There's a few things that it does wickedly. 2 CV ins. There's a different input for your resonance, and you can dial in how much resonance CV should be added. I'm using it as a filter. You can drive the sound that you have to go into, so it can be mild or it can be aggressive. So it's really a one-stop shop in order to get things going. It's the kind of filter you don't find in an Akai MPC Live, and it's the kind of filter you would want if you're using top lines or lead lines or step sounds or whatever. So you'll find in a second that I've got this really Jupiter-like pad coming from the Akai MPC Live, and I would not like to go in and use this filter. Not only that, I don't want to menu that, because here I have to go in, go to the channel, find where the plugin is, and you know, this is just too cumbersome. Siri, shut up. So this is too cumbersome for me to work, so I've got this dedicated filter on a small pod, so it's just like a small form factor kind of vibe. Then we're moving over to the Octatrack. This is my drum machine. On the first sort of like 7 channels, line 6 channels I'm using for drums. Channel 5 mostly is a sample and hold kind of sample that I use. I've created a sample and hold pack. I'll just blatantly put it up on the screen somewhere now. And I'll use that to transition into a different track. So if all the synths are gone and all the faders are down, because I'll tell you in a second how I use this mixer, then I can just rely on this one machine and then just like go to a different pattern on my MPC, and then new presets will load in, new sounds that I've created, and then I'll just work it and then just slowly build up my track right there again. So in order to look at the arrangement, a few things need to happen. Okay, and there's effects over here. So there's the Boss Digital Delay DD7, and then there's the Blue Sky Strymon. First I'll go into the delay, then I'll go into the reverb, because doing it the other way around means the delay gets a little bit of a wishy-washy kind of sound to work with, and you want percussive sounds in your, or you want more rhythm going into the delay first, and then afterwards going into the Blue Sky. If that makes any sense. Any questions, put them in the comment section below. Now, I guess that's that. So I'm starting my track then with channel 1 on the multi-clock being this bad boy over here, the SH101. Channel 2 being the, for the moment, I think it's the Akai, it's the MPC, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Definitely. So it's that. Stop. And then 3 is the Octatrack, 4 is the 1010 black box. So that's how I set it up. First, let's start. What I would like to do is take out all my drums, take out stuff that's not supposed to be playing. So you need to just, when you build up your track, keep in mind that you have to organize it in a way like this is the last sort of resort, the mixer. That's the last resort. Whatever is down here will not play. Sometimes you get ghost in the machine syndrome, meaning something will magically start to play or disappear for the same magical reason and you can't find it back. Sometimes it's cool to just have like this one-stop shop bump that you don't have to rely on MIDI controllers or whatever you to just turn off. I'll just want to go old school, and the mixer off means no sound. So my kick drum at the moment is playing, and then there's this thing that's playing right now. It's not playing because, as you can hear, the black box needs to run its own sequence in order for the clips or whatever, I said clips, for order to the samples to get launched. Yeah, so let's stop it quick fast. So that's we're going to turn on, so we know that that's running. You can see it here. Turning it off. It's off, and then it lights up if I'm playing. Bam! There you go. So that's playing. We know that that's already playing. It goes off in its own kind of vibe. First, start with the arpeggio. Now, what I would love if I'm entering the room, I'm the next one up, and somebody before me has been playing very fast, loud, or what have you. I need to get adjusted to the sound. I'm thinking, I know exactly how my song is going to metabolize itself when I get going. First, I will just like lower the envelopes to a point where it resembles a helicopter. Did he say helicopter? Yes, he did. Listen to this. I'll open it up first because I was right. And the reason I'm going in with short envelopes is I don't want to give away my key, my music, my everything just yet. No, not just yet. So we'll go in like this. So it's now very percussive. A thing that helps is to open up the reso a little bit, frequency, and a little bit of noise. Now, obviously, I will do this in steps. The wrong way would be to drop in the kick right now. The correct way would be to add a little bit of space to it. Now, I've opened up my first send. I'm only using one auxiliary send at the moment. So, and it's returning on this one of the stereo faders. So when I open this up, now it starts to become a little bit more spacey. As you can hear. I'm not going to fully open it because level-wise I'll just have to get my bearings first, and that depends on how hard my kick is going to hit once I hit it in the club. That just differs on any kind of sound system wherever you go. Now let's see how the delay works. Nice. So you can imagine now that, okay, we're starting to get into the zone. On the octave track, I've got my scenes already sorted out. When I'm hitting this and I'm going to the master fader, you can see it lights up. I don't think you can make it out on the camera, but it means that I've automated this crossfader so that everything that comes out will get reverb except for the kick. The kick drum comes out of a separate output as well, goes to a different channel because you always want to have control over your kick, but then that kick drum gets a low cut. So from the minute I'm hitting this, say let's play the kick for instance. Yeah, so place the kick. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, kick. And you instantly try to detect any groove that might be happening. Frequencies are going to collide, going to interact with each other. So now here, that's exactly where I want to be. It just invites you to play a hi-hat at some point, which is not what I'm going to do. I'm only really going to open up the main outputs. I'm only using it in mono, right? Because I'm thinking it saves me a lot of channels on the mixer, and at the same time, if I want to have it stereo, I'll just probably open up a little bit of reverb or delay, and then, you know what I mean? Then I'll just space it out that way. It's not like when people are hearing only one side, they're going to go like, oh, dude, where's the rest of the sound? You know, you don't hear it. By now, I'm thinking, let's do that low cut. Open up the envelope a little bit on the arpeggio, because things always get better with an arpeggio. Opening up the decay means more bass is going to happen. Bam, 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 bam. That's what I like with these analog sounds. And if you play around with the envelope, you can have different accents on the sound. So the lower notes will be a little bit more boxy in your tummy or in your stomach, and the higher notes will just be more audible. So find that on your frequency when you're playing around. Here everything is in your face. And here you got like the letter T and the letter D working in unison on the same sound. Nice. Right. Once you see that everybody's already staring at the speakers like, oh my God, we're not going home, we're not going anywhere, that's where you want to be. So that's when you say, like, you know what? You guys are ready? Let's go. Get a kick drum that works, that you can rely on, and that's a little bit too fat for the room, because you know what? Sometimes you get to a place where you know your sound is wicked, but if you mix it on your studio equipment, it might just not translate to a different sound system. So get sounds that will work in general on most sound systems. I mean, if it doesn't work, then obviously that might not be a place where you want to perform anyway. All right, by now I'm thinking we need a hat, like so. The reason I'm washing it out with reverb is because I want to build tension. By now I'm thinking, okay, can we do a little bit of effect? Yes. Nice one. And I'm waiting for this to just be at a reasonable height. Follow this sound. Open up this sound as well. And take your time, because when you're doing a dollar set, you don't need to be in a hurry. There's a top loop on 2. You're going to start playing that in like so. Nice, we're going right. Boop, clap, boop, clap, boom, clap. Kick out, kick in. All right. Now I'm going to add more drums coming from my MPC. I've got a snare drum that plays some sort of an old school kind of pattern that I did not want to have on my Octatrack, because I'm opening up the filter. It's always going to just like do that same thing. Now, in the meantime, channel 2 is now playing. It's playing in the background. You can see it runs 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4. So everything is already playing, but like I told you, it's on the mixer, so you don't hear it, right? So I'm going to set myself up for the next sort of like scheme. Kick is going to disappear, and I'm going to add that snare drum, right? So I can either load a kick here or take it out here. I'll take it out here. And listen to this. Yeah, get a little bit of that old school vibe going. Note that my SH101 has got a cool groove. I shuffle it on 11 o'clock. The multi-clock's got shuffle on it. I'm shuffling this sound 11 o'clock because I want it to be a little bit more minimal. Nice. Build it up again. Open up a little bit of the portamento so the sound starts to live with it. Nice. You kick in. Now it's going to start making sense, because I'm already on the chord where I'm going, but because I'm not divulging where I'm going music-wise, you don't know. So from the minute I'm going to start to introduce the music, it goes in a different direction. Now, the problem with introducing music is that if you're just going to blatantly throw it in, it's never going to work. So what I will do is I'll lower my filter. This is why I'm using the Erica Synth filter, because it's absolutely smooth and it's very precise, and I need it to be precise because I want that sound to go in a certain direction, slowly but surely, right? So again, I'm introducing something, which means I need to take something out. Kick out, sound in. Here you go. Can you make it out already? Now this is going to be too bassy in a second. So what I will do is open up the filter a little bit. Place a little bit more reverb on it. And because this is already a lead and this is going to be a lead, I'm going to take this out of the way by lifting it up to a different key range of 12 notes, 1 octave. More adrenaline. I'll go on my snare drum. I know that my snare drum's over here. Here we go. I'm gonna take the kick out, play something here. Build the track. You see how long I'm taking for this filter just to really go? By now the crowd's thinking, oh my heavens, we're done. And that's the bass line. I'm going to take out the portamento here. Because I need straight notes, no glides. Because the glides are going to just like clash with the chords here. Kick out. Now, more drums. I've got a right cymbal on 7 and a close on 3. Play them. No more to come. Drum roll. More reverb. One, 2, 3, go. By now I'm starting to just like take this down a little bit. SH101. I'm going to take it out of the way. I even placed it higher now. That's 12 notes higher, but now you don't notice it that much. Alright. Lowering this filter, playing the bass line. Listen. Shorten the notes a little bit. Kick out. Playing with the next one. So now we just move away from where we were here. Same thing on a different synthesizer. Don't let it stand by itself. Open this up a little bit. Play around with this. Nice. And everything in moderation. Now we're going to start to aim for that resonance. Okay, just kick. Right now, of course, back in with my sound. And you just have this song and dance for as long as you want, you know? Just keep it interesting. Now I'm going to introduce something else. I'm going to take out those white notes for a second. Taking out the snare. Taking out the kick. Making another drop. Placing my filter down here on the mini tower. You see how with little effort you just change the complete structure of the song. Now it's time to really go back to that helicopter kind of vibe. Envelope generation is key on the mini tower. If you take it out, all of a sudden it's just going to be this toothpaste in your ear, and you need it to be pronounced. But you can play around with it as well, right? So find what suits you. Just make sure that it's as percussive as the rest, because we're only having an attack on the kick right here. We've got like short things here, and the thing we're going to play with the subsequent is going to be completely different. So it is. Same routine again. Another sound, take stuff out, introduce different things. Out with the stereo, with the main out. Just take that down. You don't want it to be in the way. So for the main out, I'm using the fader to kill all the sound. For that pad that I have, I'm only using the filter, so it's still playing, you just don't hear it. And the reason I don't want to have it completely gone, because it gels all my drum sounds and everything together, right? So that's what we would want. Okay, now I'm thinking, let's pick a fight, you know? There we go. 3, go! Okay, subsequent out, filter down. And the next round we're going to take out the right cymbal, right? Effects out. Take out that bass line, lower the filter, and then slowly open up that helicopter again, which is what I should have lowered. Let's see if I can lower it now, in the sense that nobody notices too much. I'm gonna take out my little pad here and lower this back to baseline land. And there you go. I mean, what's not to like here, right? Cool. Slowly take out 808 hats. And then you can go back to taking out the snare. And let's go for, there you go, on to the next track. All right. I didn't even mention I have a 1010 black box as well, did I? Okay, just for the one shot, it's really cool. Hey, how do you like this routine? How do you work it? Let me know in the comment section below, or leave it in the chat if you're watching the premiere, which is happening, I think, right now, right? So if you missed the chat, then you're late, so you can't say anything, but you can leave a comment. Like and share, appreciate it, and do think on Patreon as well if you want to support the vibe, the flow, and want to join the community as we just congregate and get together in Discord, where we talk shop, we talk synths, we talk gear, we talk gas, we talk every kind of vibe to do with dollars performing, and there are a few Ableton cats in there as well. So you won't be breaking the bank. It will be cool, and you will find like-minded people. Now, thank you for watching. If you made it this far into the video, you are an absolute superstar. And I guess I will catch you next week on another video. And Melodic Kitchen out.